Hi, hope you're doing great. So there's always a confusion between how to get started with deep learning and how to get started with machine learning. So these are two different concepts. Deep learning is one thing, so is machine learning. First, you need to understand with what you're about to get started. So if you're about to get started with deep learning, then you will be dealing with images, text data, and sometimes audio data, and rarely you will be dealing with tabular data. Whereas if you're about to start with machine learning, you'll be dealing a lot with the tabular data. So there's a fundamental difference. Now let's talk about deep learning for what this video is about. This video is about how to get started with deep learning. My journey with deep learning, I didn't know exactly what even deep learning is. So after 2-3 years I have a good understanding of what deep learning is, what the industry has, what you need to do to blend in with the industry, be one of the top performers in the industry. So first thing is you should understand the difference between deep learning and machine learning. I think for now you have understood the difference between deep learning and machine learning. Now there are multiple different terms you must have heard: computer vision engineer, natural language processing engineer, audio analyst. So these are three different terms. First thing is a computer vision engineer. Computer vision engineer, natural language processing engineer, audio analyst, which is a very rare role but is there, is existent. So if you are a computer vision engineer, let it be. You're just starting your journey, right? You're just starting your journey and you are so at the start, you should understand that deep learning is just an umbrella term. It's just an umbrella term of what all the industry has. First, you need to understand what neural network is. No matter which industry you take, be it text images, be it be it text, be it images, be it audio data, sometimes tabular data, but really anybody deals tabular data with deep learning. And that's not at this stage. Deep learning has not yet matured in the tabular domain. So, your first journey will begin with understanding what deep learning is. So, deep learning is basically neural networks. What exactly a single neuron is, then you start with multi-layer proton, MLPs, perceptrons, MLPs, then not proton, MLPs, perceptrons, MLPs, then you start with neural network. Then shallow networks, deep networks, then architectures. This should be the standard journey. This should be the goddamn standard journey. First understand what is a neuron, then understand what is a perceptron, then understand what is MLP, then understand shallow networks, difference between shallow networks, deep networks, then understand how to make a fully connected network, then understand convolution networks. After this, you will start with the various architectures which are popularly known as ResNets, mobile net, dense nets, inception, efficient nets. And your job, most of the work will revolve around the combining of the architectures, ResNet, skimming the last out of it and attaching some part of your own code, right? And see, the major work of any deep learning engineer is how to deal with data. You should be extremely comfortable with data. And what makes a deep learning engineer different or distinguished from the rest of his or her peers is the ability to identify what particular architecture to use, what should be the data pre-processing steps, what kind of data should be gathered, what makes a good deep learning engineer in industry. I'm talking about industry. Leave the theory part aside. Theory and fundamentally, theoretically, you should be very sound. That is one thing, no doubt on that. But what should be the prime concern? I mean, that cannot be ignored. But what should be in parallel? You should be very good at understanding which architecture should be selected. Second, you should be extremely good with dealing the data, extremely good with dealing the pipelines, data pipelines. Third, you should understand the parameters very well. Even if your architecture selection is bad, you can do away with good hyperparameter selection. And practically, there's never ever enough of GPU to automate the hyperparameter thing. So you need to make smart guesses of what would be the parameter. Smart guesses in the sense you're moving right and you observe that you're moving a bit close to the goal, then you will move a bit further right. Then you observe that no, you've moved away far away ahead, then you will go back, and that's basically hyperparameter adjustment. So these are the things that come with practice, projects, and so when I started my deep learning journey with the help of deep learning.ai specialization, if you are to start with that specialization, the beauty of the specialization is it makes you learn extremely difficult concepts and will make you will give you a feeling that you have actually mastered the concepts very well and you've understood what the concept is trying to teach and what is trying to convey. But at the other hand, after a few months, it would be extreme. You will definitely have the feeling and have the have a vague memory of what the concepts were and what actually was taught in those videos. So do not worry about it. Just go through the course and ensure. I ensured that when I'm doing a course or a specialization, I maintain the momentum. So I started the course and completed it in 7 days, which is extremely inhuman. Don't stress it out at this level, but if you can do it as fast as possible so that you remember the nitty-gritties and the meticulous details of what the course is trying to convey, and you don't those things are extremely difficult to retain, no doubt on that. So don't get traumatized, don't get panicked or delusioned that I'm forgetting the parts or the past few chapters. It's very natural. I think even at this point, I barely remember. I mean, not barely remember. I think I would have forgotten a lot many things. So it's very natural, and I just revisited the course in this summer. So it's absolutely normal. The beauty of the courses is it gives you an illusion. The beauty of the course lies in the illusion it provides by explaining such difficult concepts, because when I studied it first, I didn't realize that those are such difficult concepts. But when you are actually in the industry, you realize, okay, those were such difficult concepts. So the beauty of the course lies in explaining and teaching you difficult concepts in a very lucid and smart manner. And the assignments are not at all industry relevant, but assignments will help you consolidate the mathematical understanding of the course content. I hope this helped. If you need any further assistance, yeah. So once you're done with this particular specialization course, then search for computer vision particular courses, take the table of contents like I did, and pick up any topic. Like let's say image classification. Devote 3-4 months for image classification. Learn what all classifications are there. First, train few image classification models. Don't directly jump onto any Kaggle competition and any previous old Kaggle competition. That would be blunder. So if you're just new to the industry, please ensure that you don't touch Kaggle for at least 1 year. Do projects, don't even try to skip projects, but don't get into Kaggle, because if you are new and get into Kaggle, it will be extremely demotivating. So there are at least globally on Kaggle only there are globally 2 lakh something data scientists. So registered. So there are many unregistered good data scientists out there who are not on Kaggle, right? So first step is not Kaggle. First step is understanding the things and theories well. There's plenty enough time for Kaggle. Kaggle is not going anywhere. So is not the theory. So theory should be the priority, but your time is going. Okay? So your theory should be priority. So should be the practical coding projects which should be posted and published on GitHub. If you want to make a YouTube channel like me, you can make a YouTube channel like me. If you want to publish on Medium, you can publish on Medium. Just make sure you are doing the theory and not neglecting the practical aspect. Right? Alright. Take care. Bye bye. Hit me up if you want to learn anything more.